We might have to do it at a different time.
You want something on the calendar that you can sit on?
Yeah. I'll probably just like whenever
Yeah, I'm gonna move this stuff out this chair so you can sit over here.
Okay, hold up. Where am I? Why I can't hear nothing? Okay.
I'm mad because you look like you really about to school me on some shit. you was tall.
Can't tell that I'm just like sitting on my knees right now. I'm like, all right, I was born in the 90s. Okay, I gotta get my other recording device set up too.
Facts.
Where's your other record? Like, what angles are you recording from?
I'm recording just from a side angle. And then, like, you know, if I have to say something to the camera, I'm just gonna turn and look towards it and say something. Just wanted something that was like B-roll, something clearer.
Mine's like not clearer, but I'm about to try and make it clearer.
Yeah, good. Whatever we got. Because I mean, it's not like we both got. We'll figure out better ways to do it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's all good. What about how you feel? Feel like $1 million, Danny?
Oh yes, this is okay. So let me. Almost tripped on your ball, Sadie. Broke my neck.
Tequila's in?
Hey, America.
Hey. So, Jamal, I gotta be honest. You might have to take the reins on Epic. I think I have something, but if I don't, you gotta take the reins on that one.
Wait. I don't know how Epic gonna work neither.
Listen, I think I got something. Listen. Okay. This the only time we're going to be like, we might have to work together on this one. We might have to use the That's a Stretch for Epic.
Bro, cause like I was like, yo, this movie is so what it got to do with anything?
I got something. I promise you. I got something. But child, that's something. It's a stretch for sure.
All right, let me pull up the rules to make sure I got the rules up here too.
Oh, we only got 9 minutes. And I'm gonna while you're doing that, I'm just gonna read you the intro that I came up with.
All right, awesome.
Welcome to Cinefiles, where me, Metamorphosis, and a guest plot out and debate the cinematic universe of one actor. For today's Cinefiles case, we chose Beyonce. So let's go over some rules. And then we chose Beyonce, and then I want you to introduce yourself. And then I'll introduce myself. Well, I'll say, and hey, I'm Metamorphosis, aka Olivia Dope, aka Princess Diana Ross, aka Hood Helen of Troy. And then you can go in on yours. And then I'll be like, all right, let me just go over some rules. So let's go over the rules of the game. First rule is the past life rule, where anytime our actor plays an animal or an actual living person in a biopic, it will be considered a past life. So I will put that up on the board. To start off with, and then we can flip a coin and go over first debates.
Okay.
So
right.
I think something, let's freestyle on how we choose how to go back and forth about debating whether or not, because like I know we both have our own full storylines about something. So would it be for the coin flip? Do you want me to go throughout my whole story? Nah, because I like the hot takes in between. Because I think let's just try it back and forth first. And
so
then,
like, wait a second. So when you say back and forth, does that mean you say this is why you think this is your first movie, and then I say
no, I'm gonna say this is why this is my first movie, and then you can choose to debate it or not. And if you don't, I can move on to my second movie, and then we debate it or not. And I mean, yeah. So it's like, but when whoever concedes to the person's cinematic universe or whatever on why this movie isn't that movie or whatever, then we can move on. But if we don't choose, if we're undecided, what happens is, well, we can both talk about what is our next film, and that can kind of determine why that movie is in place where it is. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering, so the other option would be us both explaining our theories in whole and then us debating each other on like the entirety of the theory, and then coming from that, do we want to have like one winner, like, oh, your theory is it? Or do we want to have
Well,
like...
it's not necessarily like winning. So, okay. So, all right, say if I got my first movie, right? Boom. You're like, okay, yeah, that movie, that's a good start. But you can also add on to why that is your start. But like, you could be like, yeah, boom, that's a good start. Let me move on to the next film. The next film is this. And you're like, I don't know about that. For my next movie, I have this movie. And this is why. And then I'm like, well, this is why I have this movie. And if we don't agree on what the next film is, we could talk about, like, I'll go, like, say if I went first, I was like, I'll go and explain my case, or like further explain my debate by talking about what my next film is. And if we don't agree, like, it's like, explaining what further explaining what my second film is, and then we'll see if we agree there. So,
What if we don't have the exact same order, that's the only thing I'm worried about. If we don't have the exact same order, like say
maybe we could flip a coin flip again and see if yours goes or mine goes, and then it just has to be what it is. There's no change.
Dang, I like it. That'll work.
I hate it though. I hate it so much because I want mine to work.
Well, that's why I was saying what we can do is give our whole theory and then debate the whole theory and then see what we come up with in the end. Like, okay, well, this is the decided Beyonce cinematic universe.
How about we do this though? We stick with that original plan just for show. And then once we get to a point where it's like some stuff we got to start taking back because some stuff, like something will make more sense than the other thing. We can then, like near the end, once we start having like a solid base, we can start being like, okay, let's just do this. Let's talk about our full theories or whatever.
Okay, because I feel like for example, if you put one movie as second and then I put it as fourth, if I don't hear you ever talk about why it relates to then being the fourth one making sense, I might be like, oh, well, then I can see why you put it there as second. Because at first it might not make sense when you immediately say it because you haven't moved to the third movie yet. If that makes sense.
I'll tell you what, you since we're still just figuring it out, we could just ask questions, honestly. Like,
yeah, because I want to hear yours in its entire. I want to know like how you painted it all.
Yeah. I wonder how. Okay, so if it gets to a point where we really just don't disagree, I think that can be another card where it's just like we need full theory card, because it's like, it's just too much back and forth. So and then it's like, all right, let's really figure this out, and then we can still debate. Like, it's like, okay, I think you have the more solid base, but how about we do a mixture of mine as well? Then it's like, it can go. So we like really button heads about something, then we got to do field theory.
All right. So let's real quick go through that. There are not, I want to make sure I have all these written down correctly. We have Beverly, they're in no particular order. I just wrote them down out, so I was thinking of them on this side piece because I realized I'm recording with my phone. I can't look at it.
All right.
We got Beverly Hood, Dream Girls. I don't know why I put Dr. GR. It's gonna mess me up. Dream Girls.
Dr. E.
Austin Powers, Epic, Lion King, and Cadillac Records. Were there any that was missing off of there?
Pink Panther.
Pink Panther.
Okay. Let's see. Pink Panther, Austin Powers, Dreamgirls, Lion King, Cadillac Records, Fighting Temptations, Carmen.
There it was.
Obsessed.
How I forget the two most important. I'm not gonna say anything else.
I am so fucking excited. Okay, it's time. Any questions before we start?
Nah, let me go ahead and pull up these.
This is the best day of my life. I don't know why.
All right, let me just go ahead and get these rolls back up. So
by the way, I had Red Bull, so you might have to tell me to calm down if I'm like, if I start going on.
Going to say, Mecca, calm down.
No, that's tone policing. I'm gonna call you J. Cole.
I'm like, I refuse. Wait, those aren't the rules. Where are the rules? Are these the rules right here? The rules were in the Google Doc, right? Were they in the Google? Nope, that's your book.
Oh, my book.
Okay, yep.
Can you check out my book too?
Oh yeah, I'll give it to her to check out.
Oh yes, I would love Akila's advice or anything.
Cause she be writing poems. Okay, so let's see.
Feel like $1 million, Danny.
Go live on Facebook. All right, let me go ahead and put up the graphic. Choose where you want to post. Yes, I want to share it on my timeline. I'm excited for this. We are about to get lit. Okay, let's see. Preparing live streaming preview.
Oh, Jesus, I'm so fucking
Cinematic universe. All right, it's preparing the up. Let me make sure I'm recording on my phone. There we go. Put my phone on airplane mode so nobody tries to call me in the middle of doing that. Video. It is. Come on, video. There you go. Recording there. There we go. I feel like that's going to be a good. Oh, you got like a whiteboard. Beyonce Cinematic Universe. What is it? Cinefiles?
Yep. It's spelled, but instead of PH, it's FILES, like Cinefiles, the Cinefiles.
Yup. All right, let me tag you in the post. Who are you with? Mecca. Boom.
That's like 4-3, all timeline. That's a stretch.
All right, here we go. And we are live. It says, let's see. We are we?
Gang.
Is it? It's saying it's setting up.
Let me see what we got here. I'm tagged, baby.
Awesome.
Here.
Let's see. Yup. It looks like it's pulling up. Let's see. Let me look at this. Does it say?
When people see the whiteboard, they know we about that business.
We ain't playing out here.
We ain't playing with these files, bro.
Okay, so it's up. It won't let me mute it on this chat thing.
Mute it?
Well, I'm trying to like on my own laptop, like where I'm watching it. Okay, there we go. Now it's muted. Cool.
Is it public? Because I can't share it.
You can't share it? Oh, snap.
Hold up. I'm going to just do this. I think it might be a me thing.
We ain't playing out here.
We ain't playing with these files, bro. I can share it now.
So it's up. It won't let me mute it on this chat thing.
Mute it?
Well, I'm trying to like on my own laptop, like where I'm watching it. Where's now it's muted. Cool.
Is it public? Oops, sorry. Hold up. I have to mute everything so I can just share.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's me. Okay.
Share in a group? No, nigga. I just want to share it. Facebook is so ghetto.
Facebook is crazy. Y'all, we getting ready.
All right.
We getting ready to get started.
Okay, let's do this. Let's motherfucking do this. Okay, I'm coming back to you, Jamon. Oh, well, here we go. The time is now. The time is now. What is this, old man? Your shoulders is way too high for this. Oh, God. It's Jamon. All right. Jamon. All right. Hi, everybody. Jamon, how you feeling? I'm going to give us a little bit more time for everybody to settle in. How you feeling, Brew?
Yo, I'm feeling great. Y'all already know who this is. It's
Don't introduce yourself yet. I'm saying we're going to give people some time to come in.
Introduce myself. I'm going to rewind.
Rewind.
I'm feeling good today. It's raining. There's a storm outside. The weather outside is frightful, but these films, they were delightful. There's no.
I don't know about that. Yo, let me tell you something. This was a journey. This was a very, very tough journey. Because at one point, I was just like, yo, this is too much Beyonce for 1 week. This is too much. Like, that's not music. Oh, this is too much hearing Beyonce talk for
Oh, it was great. It was great. My favorite part about this weekend definitely was watching Beyonce pretending to badly act for an audition in Carmen.
Yo, I was like, this is kind of interesting because it's like, it was too much. It was too much. I was like, Beyonce, I don't need you doing some meta shit right now. So I think we have enough time of people tuning in. So I'm going to just start with our introduction. Welcome everybody to Cinefiles, where me, Metamorphosis, and a guest plot out and debate the cinematic universe of one actor. For today's Cinefiles, we chose Beyonce! Woo! And I am your host, Metamorphosis, aka Olivia Dope, aka Princess Diana Ross, aka Hood Helen of Troy. And our special guest for today is Jamon. Hey, Jamon. I couldn't talk for a second.
Yo, it's Jamon Ariel Hill, aka Rondo, aka Vanderwall, the Blouse God, aka I can't remember the other names right now, but they.
Oh, we gonna call you Schmedium, shirt. All right, and now, with that being said, I want to go over some of the basic rules for Cinephiles. So, for our first rule, we're going to talk about past life rule, where anytime our actor has played an actual person in a biopic, or they have played an animal, that is considered a past life. So I'm about to put that on the board right now. So before I do, Jamon, you are in agreement that Lion King and Cadillac Records is a past life for Beyonce.
Yes, in the past life, Beyonce was Etta James, and in the other past life, I guess we can say she was a lion.
She was a lion. She had to be, because that's why she's always a blonde. That's why she always has a bunch of hair, and that's why she kind of got lion features, as you can see.
I can see why, like, she in a past life was Etta James, and that's actually an impetus. She's been trying to get back to that fame since. She was Etta James in a past life, and since then, she's been trying to get back. She doesn't know it, right, because it was a past life. She was reincarnated as Beyonce, but for the sake of the universe, there was something calling her.
Oh, God. Yeah, like, because now this makes so much sense why, in the future movies, why she was always, like, very ferocious and, like, also became a singer in her ferociousness. All right, so we are going to now I'm going to go over the other rules as well so everybody else can really keep up. So a bunch of the other rules is, if me and Jamon cannot agree on something, period, we have to go full theory. That means we have to explain our entire timeline in its entirety. And we're going to be debating at each film after our coin flip. So it all starts off with a coin flip. Whoever goes first gets to start the debates first. And then we have an alternate timeline rule where if our actor dies in any movie, it automatically creates an alternate timeline where you can still add films to that timeline. And then there's a special time throughout the timeline where we can only use this rule once, and it's called guess a stretch. And the stretch is very important because sometimes, baby, there is going to be a connection between two movies that just do not make sense, but we need it to complete the timeline. Right, Jamon?
Correct.
Correct.
I don't stretch.
So,
that's why I'm always hunched over. I don't stretch.
Should we do the coin flip on Zoom, or should somebody just flip a coin?
You got a coin on you?
I don't got a coin. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I gave it to somebody.
I got a coin. Give me 3 seconds.
All right, giving you 3 seconds. I'm going to check on Hi, everybody. I am so excited. So just a small recap for anybody that just came in. Lion King, Beyonce was a lion in her past life, and she was also Etta James in her past life.
Yeah, I'm going to put that on this camera so they can see.
Okay.
So that's what we got so far. Oh, I didn't even write past life on there, so they won't even. It was a past life, y'all. We're
going to create a whole chart after this, like, honestly.
But those are out. And for those of you who are wondering, the films, the rest of the films remaining, we have Beverly Hood, which y'all never heard about. Dream Girls, Pink Panther, Carmen, Austin Powers, and Goldmember. Epic, Fighting Temptations, and Obsessed. So we got a few movies. We gotta.
All right. So, all right. Who gonna go first? I hope I go first. I'm gonna say heads.
Okay.
Something told me to say tails. Damn it. I don't know. Tails.
What? Oh dang it! I dropped it. We gotta do it again.
Oh my goodness.
So what was your choice?
I'm scared. Tails.
It is heads.
Ah!
I wanted you to go first.
All right, Javon, start off with your theory.
All right, so to begin the theory of the Beyonce cinematic universe, it actually starts in her first film, Beverly Hood.
All right, I'm in agreement.
Yeah. So if y'all haven't seen Beverly Hood, you can look it up. It's on YouTube. Beverly Hood is it's a movie, I guess.
Oh my God, we could do a quick hot take on this. So Beverly Hood is basically a Black version of the Beverly Hillbillies, and it is the worst movie that you would ever watch. You are better off just literally going to watch I don't know, the actual show. Like, so Beyonce and Destiny Child was in the movie, but they were kids, but they were just in there talking about, oh, we gonna leave the big city and we gonna sing. And that's literally, I was so happy when I realized that Beyonce was only in 2 scenes of the entire movie, because I had to quit the movie at one point. I just had to, because it was just so ridiculous and it was so bad. And it's so bad, it's free on YouTube. It's free. You can just watch it. And you don't, but I suggest you don't, because that's a bad thing. That's a bad look. It's a bad look for everybody. Don't watch it. But yeah, I am in full agreement. For my specific theory, I said that Beyonce started out she wants to be a singer and she leaves the country. She leaves the country, not the country of the United States. So that is my story theory there.
Oh, so mine actually stays in the same location.
What?
This movie. So Beyonce.
Interesting. I already know where you're going.
Wants to grow up and be a singer and everything, and the next movie that shows up is The Fighting Temptations.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to you first.
So she's been saying, she's in her little small town in the South. We know that much. And we also know The Fighting Temptations is set in a small town in the South. And we also know that the way that the characters act in Fighting Temptations in terms of their over-the-topness, their comedic, I can believe that that's the same setting for the movie Beverly Hood. I can believe that. Mm-hmm. So Beyonce then has always, she liked that little boy or whatever, but he moved away, which is why we don't see him in Beverly Hood or she's even talking about him. Mm-hmm. But you do know that she wants to leave for LA and sing. She wants to be a singer. It doesn't work out for her, at least not yet, which is why we get Fighting Temptations, where Darren Hill or whatever his name is Darren or Derek?
I'm just gonna call it Cuba Gooding Jr. because I can't stand Cuba. Like, I don't respect his characters enough.
It's important for my theory, so I think it's Darren, but Darren Hill. We'll say Darren because it'll make sense later. But Darren Hill, she falls for Darren Hill. They're together or whatever for a little bit, but then Darren moves. He's always shifty. He doesn't really change. He gets the money and he moves and leaves Beyonce. That's why I put Fighting Temptations as my second film.
I want to challenge.
Go ahead.
Okay. So,
I did hear this.
Why are you looking at me like this? So for my specific theory, I say that Beyonce grows up in the country wanting to be a singer. She actually doesn't get her wish, right? But she's still somebody who can sing, but it doesn't work out for her. She goes into the big city, marries a dude, Idris Elba. And yes, she goes and becomes a secretary, and she marries Idris Elba, has a child with Idris Elba. And then after their whole debacle, and even though she defeats the white girl that tries to take her husband, she basically Even though she defeats the white girl, she's like, I can't be with you. You know what? You ain't shit at the end of the movie. And she comes back with her child in the Fighting Temptations. And that's when she meets Darren Hall.
Oh, wow. That a long time later with the kid. That makes it. But
because the kid is older in Fighting Temptations, but the kid is a baby and obsessed.
That's a really good point. Thank
you.
I like that point. I do. The baby makes it a little bit tough, but I still believe, and you'll see why in the next movie that I have. But what do we do here when we have this challenge here? Because I'm like, yo, obsessed not happening right now is quintessential.
I want to hear. Okay, let me just explain. I'm gonna go full. I'm not gonna do a full theory, but I'm gonna go halfway. Because
Yeah, because I wanted to hear a couple movies next.
Yeah, I want to go halfway because after she's with Cuba Gooding Jr. and they do the Fighting Temptations, they win, whatever. She still has this undying need to be a singer and be famous, and somehow everybody was right about her being a heathen, and so Beyonce goes back to the city because she can't help herself. She leaves her child behind and becomes a singer for like the underground dirty clubs, and she leaves her child and that's when she meets what's his name, whatever that cop dude is.
Okay, let me stop.
Wait, let me just finish my first half of the theory.
Okay.
So she goes and she meets this cop, and she has that whole debacle where she basically sets the cop up for failure, never tells him that she has a kid in the country, and she's like, because she's a habitual liar at this point. We never knew this until this movie. So she's like, oh yeah, take me to LA, let's go to LA, and I'm basically going to go and get famous there. But instead, everything just catches up with her, all the crime she did, and that's why she gets shot at the end and she dies. And that's when we go into our alternate universe.
Okay, so I'm going to say, all right, so your theory is mine minus obsessed.
Really?
Let me tell you why. You don't remember the officer's name, but I will tell you his name. It's Derek Hill.
Derek Hill. Why? Why is that important?
His name is Darren Hill. He has a type at this point in her life. She goes to the city to find what she was missing with Darren, and like that's when she finds Derek. And she hears his name's Officer Hill, and she's like, wow, they got like the same name and everything. And she's like, I don't know what it is about you, but she knows what it is.
Tell me the order. Tell me your order of your first half then.
Okay, so we start off, of course, Beverly Hills. Then we go to the Fighting Temptations. She leaves her son, of course, in the big city, all right? Now, when she gets to the big city, she meets the officer with pretty much the same name. She's still aspiring to be a star. And guess what happens, right? She gets shot. Here's where I don't know if you're gonna say.
Okay, so let me say this: we are in agreement that Beverly Hood is the first film.
Yes.
Because that's where she is as a child.
You agree. While you writing that down, let me check the comments. Let me see what the people saying over here. They enjoying it so far.
So quick hot take about Obsessed. I don't know how they let that. My only one up about Obsessed is the fact that this woman wasn't smart insane. She was real insane. People knew that. They just saw it clearly. But he definitely was giving her some play. He definitely was yeah, what's up? How you doing? You looking kind of good. Sir.
Just by speaking is giving play. Let's be
yeah, it's just Idris Elba, you a dingbat. And then Fighting Temptations actually wasn't that bad. I liked it.
I love Fighting Temptations.
It was cool, even though I will never understand why people think Cuba Gooding Jr. is this it man. I just don't get it. This is when we were watching Boys in the Hood. This ain't a thing.
Bro, I was yo, I don't. And Beyonce's acting in Fighting Temptations was all right. Carmen was terrible.
Carmen, oh my God. So here's my thing about Beyonce, and I know people don't like Beyonce as an actor, But when she has to be emotional, she can go there. She can go there so easily. Yo, she make me cry. I don't know what it is about her, but she make me cry. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Like, especially when we get to Cadillac Records and we talk about Cadillac Records, she can make me cry. I'm sorry. Stop.
Like, when you say like emoji, she can go. I think of like the obsessed scene where she's on the phone and she calls a white girl, and I'm like, yo, this, I don't feel this.
I didn't believe it. You're right. I didn't believe. Here's the thing. I'm talking about when she's just being like emotional and sad. But when she starts, she be like, I'm Beyonce knows, and I'm mad at you. Don't even talk to me now. God. I'm like, Beyonce, please just sing. Please just sing. That's it. I need you to just do that. But no, all right, so back to the first half in our alternate universe. All right, I really want to push for Obsessed to be in the first half of the alternate universe.
I really want to, like, and that's what's funny for me is like, it is literally so important for it not to be for my
because I want you to trust me. I need you to trust me, Jamon. So like, no, I don't want to trust you.
Trust me. That's literally what I was going to do. I was like, when she's done with this, I'm going to tell her, like, trust me. Listen.
No, you trust me. No, you gotta trust me. You gotta trust me, Jamon. Huh?
What we can do, though, is we know that after Obsessed, we are in the same boat. Like
Fighting Temptations and Carmen the Hip Hopera.
So we can put a pin in Obsessed for right now and come back to it so you can hear why I think it comes.
All right, we're going to put a pin. We're going to be civil. I'm not going Somebody made fun of me. It was like when I said, why is that important? Because I was like, so you know what's interesting? One thing that I didn't mention about these cinematic universe, Beyonce is just Beyonce throughout the whole movie, yes. Which is also throughout every movie. So every actor would just be this actor. This is just giving them a whole entirely new life and different alternate lives within their films. But also, which is funny because Beyonce is just such a superstar. She's just Beyonce in her movies anyway. So it don't really make sense. All right, so with that being said, we're gonna put a pin in Obsessed, and Jamon, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you shine. Wait a minute. Well, we're in agreement. Since I agree with you about hip hopera, I will say that you should move on with your alternate universe. Yeah,
because I feel like this is where we might run into it. I feel like we're gonna.
Oh, child, we're gonna get into it, and I'm excited.
I'm like, yo, this is about to be really interesting because things get tricky here. But my idea, I don't believe, and this might be, tell me if I can't go against this. I'll tell you my thing, and you'd be like, oh, nope, the rules say you can't do this. Mm-hmm. But I believe that when Officer Hill gave her the information, she was shot, and they announced that she was dead on the television and everything, I believe that she was taken into protective custody.
Okay, listen.
Wasn't actually killed, okay?
Okay. So, I almost had that theory. But let me tell you why it failed. Can I take the reins on the alternate universe, my guy?
Yes.
Okay. So, let me tell you why that was almost my theory. I was like, yeah, that should be a thing. Like maybe she wasn't taken. But here's the thing. I feel like that would count as our stretch because she is technically dead in the film. Maybe that depends on where you want to use your stretch at. But I have a alternate option that will work better with her alternate universe there.
Yeah, because if we're saying like that counts as a stretch, the reason that it wouldn't count as a stretch, so let me tell you why I feel like it, because the next movie like goes deep into that. The reason that I don't, hold up, I gotta pull up my notes, make sure I'm doing this correctly. I'm
gonna go after you though, because I said I wanted to tell you my thing.
Yeah, of course. So the reason that I don't think is a stretch is she once she does that, she's taken into custody. And she's like, I can't do this. You know, she's a free spirit. She wants to be a singer. She gets hired by the government. Mm-hmm. Secret agent.
Mm-hmm. I promise you, I had this theory. But let me tell you why it don't work. Let me tell you why it don't work.
Please.
Because, can I just go in? Can I just go in on my second friend?
Yes.
So after Beyonce dies, we are thrusted into her alternate universe, which it doesn't matter about, exact time, even if it's like back in the, because like alternate universes are happening at all times. So that's how my understanding of alternate universes. So next film, you're gonna be surprised, is Dreamgirls.
No, I'm not surprised at all.
So listen, let me finish. Okay, so it's Dreamgirls. So Beyonce is reborn in the 60s. She grows up and wants to be this, she would actually be reborn in the 50s, from the 50s into the 60s. So she is reborn into the 50s. She grows up, wants to be a singer again. Now, here's how things change. She grows up, she's Beyonce, she's in a group. The group falls apart because of different love interests, money, power structures, colorism. And at the end of Dreamgirls, you know that Beyonce is broken up with her guy. She doesn't have any kids, mind you. And with that being said, she does consider being a singer leading into the disco era. Now, because she is a singer in the disco era, she meets different people. She has power, and if you know something about the government, sometimes they use really popular, powerful singers to be spies for them in certain situations. Now, that is how Beyonce got her code name, Foxy Cleopatra, and she's a whole lot of woman. And then, okay, wait a minute now. You said I can explain my whole second half of the theory, Jamon.
I'm ready to agree with you on everything you're saying. So.
Oh, really? Okay. Let me just finish then. So this is when she becomes Foxy Cleopatra, and that is her code name, and she meets Austin Powers. And now that she meets Austin Powers, they probably had a whole love affair and everything. She's no longer a part of the Dreamettes. She's just a single artist. But when Austin Powers comes back from the future to come and talk to her about Goldmember, he's like, yo, you can't we need you in the field and whatever. And she's like, okay. And as if anybody's watched Austin Powers, she goes with Austin Powers back to the future. And after she finishes the whole scenario with, from the 60s and into the future. So after she finishes her mission with Austin Powers, she then is on her own in the future, and that's when we get into Pink Panther.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop you there because you.
I'm gonna stop me right there.
So I agree with everything you said. There's a slight difference, and this is what I was talking about earlier in terms of like the rules for the cinematic universe. So let me explain. I'll only explain like the part you just mentioned in brief because I agree with everything that you just said there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take you from Carmen to Pink Panther because it's almost the exact same. So she it's 2000, and it's funny because in the scheme of the movies, the time dates of the movies, this matches up because Carmen, if you were looking at the time dates of the movies, was I think 2001, 2002 is what it was set in. So when she gets the death faked, right, she becomes a agent for the FBI or whatever, and she works there for a couple of years doing whatever. But then they create, this is where we get to the beginning of Austin Powers, the time machine. She is their first person to use the time machine.
No, it's not.
No, listen. Let me just. They already created the time machine before Austin Powers used it. It was already created. They were like, we have a time machine.
Is that a part of the story, or are you just telling me that?
No, it's in the movie. They already have a time machine. Austin Powers does not create the time machine. They already have a time machine.
Well, yeah, they already have the time machine, but it's not the first time that Austin Powers used it.
No, yeah, but they're saying, like, I'm saying that Beyonce is using the time machine. So here's why it works. Okay, let me just bring you through it.
I'm not. You don't talk to me like I'm upset. I'm cool. I'm chilling.
Yeah, it's in the movie. It's in Austin Powers. We don't know that she used the time machine before, but I'm saying this is how it works. Okay, So she uses the time machine because she's secret agent. She also was going back in time to do the whatchamacallit. Now, in my cinematic universe, when she goes back in time, the thing's kind of inaccurate. but she ends up in 1960s. And she's like, yo, I'm going to live my own life and do my own thing. This is where she gets her career of singing that she always wanted. Okay? Now, the only thing is, okay, listen, bro. Listen.
I'm listening. I just don't agree.
I always take little things in the movies, and those are my impetus for why it switches from one to the next. So the Darren.
I knew you was gonna do that though. Like, yo, just be general. Like, yo, I knew you was gonna fucking do this.
Listen, bro, listen, because the cinematic universe is important because that's them as an actual human. So it is important. I can't just be general. So the reason, the tipping point for Beyonce as Dina, where she starts to say no, is when Jamie Foxx tries to get her to play the role of Cleopatra, which is what she was supposed to be doing anyway when they set her back in time. And she does everything she can to not play the role of Cleopatra and just be
because she wasn't Cleopatra back in time.
So then, yeah, so like that's the.
I like that, but I mean, then tell me the next film for you, because then I mean I think that's cool, but I think it's not smooth.
Okay, so this is where I'm like, if this rule doesn't work, then that's completely fine, and I'm gonna go with your theory. So the movie Austin Powers is split between two times. It's split between 2001 and 1970s. So I'm saying that they sent her back to be Foxy Cleopatra, and she said no, she was trying to escape. Then he said, you got to be Cleopatra. She was like, no. And then she ended up, because that all didn't work out, she had to just go and become Foxy Cleopatra in the club. And
I would say.
So Dreamgirls exists within the Austin Powers movie.
I will say, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Only because I think we can use the Cleopatra connection still. We can still use it, but we could say that that's how Beyonce came up with her agent name, her like secret spy name. And because nobody would have ever suspected that she was going to be Cleopatra because she never wanted the role to begin with.
Okay, and I agree with you. At the end of the movie, they go to 2002, and then we get to Pink Panther. So
okay, cool.
That was my big thing for me was I didn't know if we could split Austin Powers into like fit Dreamgirls in between the beginning of Austin Powers and the end. But if we can't, then I completely.
Yeah, no, we kind of have to. I want to rule that we have to. I don't want to rule it because I mean I think it's still a cool thing to be able to do. I just think it would make more sense with this this order of film. But I want to know your we're damn near almost done because I really want to know your placement with Obsessed, because I think that's what we're gonna be fighting about right now. Yes. We gotta fight about Obsessed, man. We gotta fight.
All right, so okay, yep, okay. So let's Pink Panther. I'm interested to know what happens after Pink Panther.
Oh, did you so you need me to explain why Pink Panthers was my next film, or did you explain?
Go ahead because they don't know, but we're both on the same page, but they don't know. So go ahead.
Okay, so the reason why Pink Panther is my next film in the cinematic universe is because I don't think Beyonce was gonna stay with Austin Powers, you know, 'cause she's in a whole new time era or whatever, and she's left many a lover to go out and create her dreams and make her dreams come true. So now we got Beyonce and she's jumping on to the next one. She's a free woman, she's a free agent, she don't gotta do that no more. From the 60s, no less. She has more power now as a woman. So she dates this soccer player, gets the bag, she's in her, and she's still a singer. Now she is Beyonce. And with that being said, she does acquire the Pink Panther gem. And Jamon, I think it's time for our That's the Stretch. If you will allow me to share why.
Okay.
So the reason why Beyonce needed to date. She was actually, this was her last mission, was to acquire the Pink Panther diamond, because the Pink Panther diamond is a magical gem that transports you into a magical ground world, garden world. And that's how we get to the movie Epic, where Beyonce plays Queen Tara. She plays Queen Tara, and she's like this magical gnome queen who oh no, why are people calling? Oh no, and she is this magical gnome queen. Yeah, Jabad, yeah, yo. But she dies in this movie. Now I have two, there's two things that we can do with Epic. Now we could say that Beyonce uses the Pink Panther gem to become this Queen Tara and go to a whole nother world and plane of existence. However, we can also say that it is a story, that the last story that she told her child before she left them. But it's so much more fun to say that Beyonce went to a whole other plane of existence. I mean, all you gotta do is tell me. I mean, you can tell me no. You can tell me which one you want to choose.
I have okay, all right.
Please let her be a magical diamond. Beyonce, yo, I really want the caption for when we do the YouTube video. I want the caption to be like, Beyonce, deadbeat mother, secret agent, magical queen.
Didn't she die in Epic?
Yes, she died in Epic. So that could be the end of Beyonce. Her karma caught up with her.
So I want to use it. I want to use what you just said, but I still wanted to I want to make one adjustment.
Okay.
I want to make one adjustment because I had Epic just kind of at the end. I was like, all right, we're going to see how it works.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to grab my charger while you talk.
Okay, so I believe that he used the magical gem to get to become this prince or Queen Tara is her name, which is funny. Shouts out to Queen Tara Pimentel, Queenie, you dope. OG poetry champion from speech and debate in college. But basically, that gem temporarily puts her there. And when she dies, she's transported back.
Okay. I mean, but she's transferred back, and that's when we get too obsessed, right?
Let me explain why this works instead of it being an alternate universe. Okay? So if the Pink Panther can transport her, I'm going to ask this question. If the Pink Panther gem can transport her to an alternate reality where she is a princess.
No, it just takes her there. It just takes her there.
Does that delete the memory of her from the world she was in?
I mean,
for now, I will only go with that caveat. If we can go with that caveat.
Are you giving me an ultimatum? Are you giving me an ultimatum? What?
Okay, let me explain why.
Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. You using my magic theory to support your theory. You can't use my magic theory to support your theory.
No, because we're building a theory right here because you took away my that's a stretch. So I'm like, okay, so if
When did I take it away? I was told you
when I did the
when
Austin
she died? Because it's not a stretch. She actually, I mean, it just, okay. All right.
That's a stretch here, and you said we would need it later. You said that. Those are your words.
Because we agreed. We agreed.
I'm trying to agree with your that's a stretch. I'm like, if this is a stretch, let's
all right. We can work on how it's a stretch. Okay. See, my thing is, but wouldn't it be so much cooler if Beyonce was just a deadbeat mom in one universe? Like
let me explain. Let me get you, because this is my final film. The only film left after this is Obsessed.
I know.
So let me explain why Obsessed, why it would be much cooler. So Beyonce dies as Queen Tara and is instantly transported back to where she's her real self, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has forgotten who she was, but she remembers, okay? She remembers. So when we get to Obsessed, she starts dating Idris Elba. They get married. She tells Idris Elba of her past. Remember in Obsessed, when the girl starts messing with them, and she finally believes Idris, and she's like, "You better take care of it before I have to." Because she has a whole history of being a secret agent and whipping ass. Okay? I mean, she was on the floorboard with the heels on the ceiling, jumping back like, "Ah, come on, hit me, bro."
Oh, wow.
2x4s. She was eating 2x4s for breakfast. Like, how, bro? How? Also, at the end, when the FBI agent comes and asks her, like, what happened in there? And she says, "You know what happened." This is why I wanted it at the end. The look on your face right now.
I gotta say, it's pretty funny because you know what? We're gonna let it happen. We gotta let it fly. I'll let it fly. It's Obsesses at the end.
Because how dope is it that Beyonce, like, whatever movie she enters next, she's entering as like.
You know what? Okay, you got it. Obsessed is at the end. I'm going to concede because literally everything else, it's on my chart. It's on my chart. So I don't mind moving Obsessed. But I mean, can I just put like a final push on the fact that the alignment of the boys' age is perfect though?
It is not as cool though.
Not as cool? Okay, so I'll argue further. Do we want it to be, do we want it to at least feel in some eras of the timeline feel realistic, so it will be more of a yeah moment than a funny moment?
So here's the reason I feel like the timelines match up for the kids' age, but they don't for Beyonce's age. In the movie, Beyonce is older. In that movie where she's first having, the brand new baby, like even her character is portrayed as older.
But no, so here's the thing: the ages in like in these type of cinematic universes, because like Beyonce looks literally the same in literally all the movies. So it don't really gotta work.
It don't really have to, but I'm saying in this scenario, it does allow it to make more sense because the age of her kid and everything, and the fact that we're saying she left her kid anyway, then I'm like, well, then I don't feel like there needs to be like a faithfulness to making sure that she had that kid in another movie. She could have had that kid and then, whatever, met Cuba Gooding Jr., da-da-da-da-da.
But in Fighting Temptation,
makes sense.
But listen, but in Fighting Temptation, she says she left old boy, whoever the father was, but she never said who the father was. And I'm saying, like, the father could have been Idris Elba.
I don't think she would have left Idris after all they went through.
I mean, trauma. Trauma make you, but also Beyonce isn't shit in this universe. She ain't shit. She gonna leave her kid. And that's why she get caught.
I mean, but at the end, she's grown. She ain't leaving her kid, bro. That first Beyonce, yeah. But that Beyonce couldn't fight neither. I don't think the Beyonce that left her kid was out there doing.
You right. Okay. You know what? Okay. You know what? We have to keep that as a note, though. We have to keep that as a note because a Beyonce that can fight does make more sense in all the universe.
Yes. Like, it just makes sense that, like, she could fight. I mean, she got killed before, bro. She ain't gonna get killed again. She's like, I gotta survive. But when she was sent to the little, Queen Tara thing, she was a completely different being and everything. Like, so it's like, it's kind of absent.
You know what it could have been like? It could have been like a moment of, what's one of those movies where like they get transferred to a whole new world, they change to a whole different person, but it's like they don't remember anything. I feel like there's movies like that.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, like where she inadvertently has those skills, but then the dialogue in the movie Obsessed just lends itself to it. It just lends itself.
It does. We gotta keep that as a note when I make the chart. That's so funny. Yo said, because if you don't take care of it, I will. Because I'm Foxy Cleopatra and I'm a hoe.
Like, bro, it makes perfect sense. And the idea to literally be sitting there and be like, what happened in there? You know what happened in there. FBI.
You know what happened. Foxy handled it. That's what happened. And Beyonce lived a long time, technically.
Mm-hmm.
She's like damn near immortal.
You can be immortal.
I think we're gonna, okay, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna say that Obsessed is the last movie. Because that shit is so funny.
Well, I just like, I feel like on the board in parentheses, you gotta put like, she was eating 2x4s. Like, that's a.
Oh, yeah. Shut up.
You was eating them just.
So now that we have finished the, let's go over it. So for anybody who's just coming in, I definitely want to explain the entire timeline. So from beginning to end, Jamon, you can join me when I get to a point where I don't really remember. So here is our timeline for Beyonce's cinematic universe. For the first couple of movies, her past lives, which is movies that our actor has either played an animal or an entirely different person in a biopic. We have Lion King, and then we have Etta James in Cadillac Records. So Beyonce was first a lion in her first life, and in her second life, she was Etta James. And then we have Beyonce. And now we move on to the first timeline of Beyonce's life, where she is a young girl in Beverly Hood who wants to be a singer. She leaves the country. No, she stays in the country. She has a kid, leaves her husband, whoever the father of the kid is, and she becomes a singer for the Finding Temptations. But for some reason, she just can't fight her own temptations.
Ooh.
And thank you, Jamon, thank you. And she still wants to be a singer. She still wants to have all the money in the world. So now we move into Carmen, the hip hopera, where she leaves her kid.
One sec, the big note in that thing is also that Derek Hill, the choir director, left her.
Oh yes, Derek Hill left her. Derek Hill left her because he still couldn't fight his own temptations, even after all they've been through throughout the church, getting money for the church, getting money for themselves. And that broke Beyonce. That broke Beyonce. She's like, you know what? If everybody's getting theirs, I'm gonna get mine. And that leads into Carmen, the hip hopera. And now we have Beyonce going into the big city. She becoming a sly singing singer, and she up here tricking men into, getting her out of handcuffs and whatnot, and she tricks the officer. What's his name again?
Hill. I think
Darren Hill.
Derek. One's Derek and the other's Darren, I believe.
Okay, so Darren Hill, and she only tricks him because she reminds him so much of her past lover, but she still wants to be with him, but she wants to also use him as well. Okay, quick hot take about Carmen the hip opera. The part when she starts singing about the fact that he need to break his probation to go. And I said, what?
Bro, that's
how you gonna make somebody break their probation and get mad because they can't go? Where does that go? Where does that work?
And then be mad because they can't get a job, bro.
Right? He can't get a job. He's on the run. Like, make it make sense. Can somebody make it make sense for me? Anyway, I'm gonna move on. So and then as somebody who is just going around, they're in LA now, and she's meeting all these big superstars that can promise her better things, but her boyfriend is still on the run while cops are coming after her. Dirty cops are coming after her and him, and it reaches to a point where at the final show where she's with her new boo and Darren Hill.
I just looked it up and I forgot it already. Hold up.
I'm dead. Cop fella. I'm gonna call him Cop fella because he's Derek. Cop fella. Derek. When Derek comes at the final show to come collect his woman, the dirty cop ends up shooting Beyonce, and the good cop or the ex cop ends up going to kill him. He pushes Mos Def off of a bridge, correct?
Yeah, something like that. Like also,
yeah, I don't
put the thing up in this.
Yeah. So he goes to jail, Beyonce dies, and that moves on to our alternate universe. So in our alternate universe, it starts off with Dreamgirls. Beyonce is a singer in the 50s leading into the 60s. After she is wronged by close people by her after becoming a huge superstar, and she and her husband, eventually her husband for like a couple years, who left her for her friend and now left her for a younger woman because she left him. Well, actually she left him. And she was just over it. They sung their last song. Say it again, Javon.
He wanted her to be in that Cleopatra movie, and that was the breaking point.
Yes, he wanted her to be in the Cleopatra film, meaning she would have to do certain things to her, shape and body and stuff like that, where he was like, you should do this, you should that. And anyway, she ends up leaving him, and she sings her last song with the Supremes, which leads us in, and she leads a life of just singing underground music and, just having fun in her privacy. But on the side, she was hired by the government to become an actress. And so nobody really would suspect her because everybody knew how much she hated the role of Cleopatra. She was like, you know what? Instead of her being a role as Cleopatra, she was like, I'm actually going to be Cleopatra. So Foxy Cleopatra. So now we have Austin Powers, where she is Foxy Cleopatra, and she's a whole lot of woman, and she is this singer, she is this agent, and then she has eventually somewhere in the lines, she has this love affair with Austin Powers. He leaves, time traveling agent, but he comes back to the 60s to come and talk to Beyonce. And he's like, Beyonce, I need your help. And that is how they transfer into the future. And after they transfer to the future and finish Austin Powers' mission, she's like, Austin, I know I love you, but I can't be with you because you're a white man. And
white man though, she got with the French white guy.
I know. That was the joke though. But anyway, she couldn't be with Austin Powers. She decided that she wants to live her own life in the 2000s and just be her own woman because she's been under the thumb of men for so long. But however, she still says she gonna get hers though. She gonna get her own little bag or whatever. So she ends up dating this French famous soccer player. I think she might have really loved him. I think she really did. But he ends up getting killed in Pink Panther. And after that, after they figure out
I didn't realize like our Pink Panthers I thought she was a secret agent still in Pink Panther. In my universe, she's still a secret agent.
I don't think she has to be anymore. I think she just wants to live a regular life.
I felt like she was trying to get that gem, like for the government.
It could be. It could be, but at the end, she was chilling because she was the rightful owner of the Pink Panther regardless because the guy gave it to her.
Yeah, I felt like she was double time, but nobody knew the Pink Panther was going to transport you to a different imaginary world.
Yeah, but she found out. She found out.
Just to acquire the Pink Panther for the government. She was about to get a big payout for that, but then boom. The government knew that it would do that. It had secret powers, but she didn't know.
So I'm going to let you take over Epic real quick, and then we'll come back to Obsessed.
Oh, I gotta take over. All right, shoot. Epic is
I gotta be honest with you. I skimmed.
me.
I.
Too. I watched it. I was like, all right.
That's why we probably having such a hard time.
I was like, shoot, Epic count. All right, let me watch this. I was like, let me watch these dishes too. Let me get these emails. Let me put my theory together while I'm watching this.
Oh my God. All right. So Beyonce obtains the Pink Panther and is transferred to a magical world. And we are using our that's a stretch rule for that.
Yes. So yeah, I can take over because I know kind of your yeah. So the gem possesses these secret powers, which it transports you to an alternate universe and erases you from the one you were in. Like it literally, you're now this animated character. That's the power of the Pink Panther gem. The reason that it makes sense is because the Pink Panther is actually an animated show that became a live action one. So it actually has reversing roles. It can transport you to live action and back to an animation. So she was I'm good.
Are you about to surprise us with the Wow Wow Whoopsies TV movie?
Nah, she became, she's an animated character in Epic, which is Epic. She's Queen Tara, right? And she's become an animated character. Of course, she dies. Once she dies, she's reverted back to the future or whatever. And that's when she's back, but nobody remembers her. Nobody realized she's like. Oh,
how many years was she gone?
Like who knows? She doesn't know.
But she does die. She does die.
Idris Elba is fine, and she like meets Idris Elba, and she's like, that man is beautiful. And another reason why I didn't want to obsess early because I don't see any world where Idris Elba gets left by a woman. So man, it's just he's Idris Elba.
He all right. I'm sorry.
Elba for Austin Powers.
Okay.
And then the French guy. I don't care if it's a job. Anyways, but she marries Idris Elba. They're living their whatever life. She's back to normal or whatever, normalcy. But then little white girl come around tempting little Idris Elba. She's crazy. When she realizes that when Beyonce realizes that this white girl crazy, she tells Idris Elba, you better take care of it before I do.
Because he know the secret of who Beyonce really is.
Because she know like Beyonce told, full disclosure. You'll also remember that in the Fight and Obsessed, Beyonce made a really big deal about how they said they were going to be open with each other and tell each other everything. She was referencing how she said before that she used to be a secret agent in like all this other stuff that happened. So that's why she was really upset with him. Like, you got to disclose everything. But she said, take care of it before I do, because she was
dead.
Foxy, Cleopatra, a whole
lot. All her past lives from this universe started coming out of her. She's like, you better take care of this shit.
Well, and then she was jumping in her heels, like on the ceiling and stuff, eating 2x4s, just. Oh.
Yes. Yo, look at this.
Just fighting, bro.
This is a full timeline. Oh my God, yo. So that's basically it, y'all. That's it. That is the alternate timeline of Beyonce. Me and Jamal, Jamal, you want to talk a little bit after this? After I do the sign off, basically just saying like, hey, everybody, thank you. Thanks for watching Cinefiles. Please let us know what you thought in the comment sections. We'll definitely try to put that in a video as well. Make sure you watch this over and let us know if you agree. Like, I'm pretty sure not everybody gonna go watch all these Beyonce films, but if you know something and if you feel something, let us know and we'll discuss it. But thank y'all. This was Mecca. This is Jamon, and that is Cinefiles. So that was just a quick sign off though. But Jamon, what was if we could do a little bonus portion and rank the films?
Yes, rank the films. I'm sorry, like a homie just showed up in the crib, and I'm like, what is Isaiah doing here? All right.
Hey, Isaiah.
So I'm like in terms of Beyonce's acting, or like my favorite film versus my least favorite.
Favorite to least favorite. Let's rank the films real quick.
All right. So we gonna start with last place.
Beverly Hood. Beverly Hood.
Then I'm Lion King.
Wow.
I still can't get out of my head Donald Glover trying to sound intimidating when saying, "It's over, Scar." Like, what? Stop, bro. He's like, "Shoo-be-doo-doo, it's over, Scar." I'm like,
I'm dead. I agree that was a good rank. Well, I mean, let me see. I think next will have to be Carmen Hip Hopper then.
oh, yes. Oh, terrible.
Because even though I like some of the songs, like there were some parts where I was like really like going in. Like I really appreciated it.
Bad. Terrible.
But overall, not so good.
Yeah, not bad. Terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
I think after that, I want to say it's Pink Panther because I was really like kind of straight faced the whole time.
I was gonna put Austin Powers.
Oh, baby, we can't do that. No, we can't do that. No, we can't do that because I am a full on Austin Powers fan. Like you can't. I'll let you have it for 5, like after Pink Panther, but you can't say it ain't.
Flip around, but I'm Steve Martin over Mike Myers.
No. Cause no, I can't accept it. I will not accept it because let me tell you this. First of all, in Pink Panther, the only part that made me laugh was somebody got punched in the eye. Like when the one white dude got punched in the eye, he was like, and he was still trying to talk to him like everything was normal. Like that was the only part that made me buzz out laughing. Otherwise, I was just like this the whole time.
That's how I felt during Austin Powers. I feel like they were the same movie, just different actors, different. Their comedy.
Well, here's my thing. Then here's my case for Austin Powers. I think Austin Powers it was better. Like, so I guess we can delve more deep into Austin Powers. Definitely had better like looks. Like the video, it just looked better. It looked better. Who you looking at? You looking at Akilah? Akilah can't save you from this debate, bruh.
There are humans in my house. What are you talking about?
Okay, anyway, so I'm just going to say that Austin Powers looks better. I think Austin Powers just knows its audience and, like, I don't know. It's just like the Pink Panther just didn't do it for me. Like, come on, Jamine.
Okay.
Thank you.
They both suck. they both trash, so, you know, we got.
That's fine. You can say it's trash, but you can't say it's better. It's not better than Pink Panther. That's the it for me. I will accept that it is in the mid-range for sure.
Isaiah just said Beyonce did better than Pink Panther, but my thing about that is Austin Powers doesn't call for good acting.
I think so I'm a lover. I am a full-on lover of campy movies. So the reason why is because I can appreciate and I know what they're doing. So like it's like with Austin Powers though, like Austin Powers is the camp of a James Bond film, and I think that's like what makes it so great.
Is because it's a camp of that. I see that.
Yeah.
As a camp, I mean, and I love it as in the series in its entirety more than Goldmember by itself.
Yeah, for sure. My favorite one is The Spy Who Shagged Me because it got awesome music, awesome costumes. It was just such a great one. But anyway.
I watched them right after another two, and I watched Austin Powers second, so it kind of put even more of a dampener on it. Like, okay, I'm tired of this campiness.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that would do it for you. But I guarantee I would click more on Austin Powers than Pink Panther because it's just not. First of all, Austin Powers got more of a culture anyway, but I'm gonna just leave it alone.
I would probably watch Austin Powers before I watched Pink Panther.
Bet. So okay, but definitely in agreement that it is mid as fuck. So that's why it's gonna be number 5 out of the films. All right. So after that, I feel like we get into better territory. Here's my thing. I think wow, this one's actually kind of difficult for me because Dreamgirls has awesome music, has amazing music. And then Fighting but I think, okay, so for me, maybe for the next one is between Fighting Temptations and Cadillac Records.
Put Cadillac Records there.
You'll put Cadillac Records? Oh yeah, because Beyonce wasn't even in there for that long. And then also, like, I feel like when she was in it, it was good. But overall, I did not like the movie. And here's why. Because I felt like there was moments in the movie where they were trying to make me believe that this white man was never racist in a day in his life. And, like, the whole romanticism of Beyonce, Etta James, and what's his name, the chess dude, the producer, like romanticizing that relationship for me was not cute. Because first of all, she was hella vulnerable, and she was on drugs, and she needed him for support and money. Like, yeah, I guess you could say he could love her, but I'm very judgy about a lot of interracial relationships where like Black people are dependent on the white person in general. It's like I'm very judgy about that because back in the day, you basically needed white people to vouch for you in order to survive. And like romanticizing that was a no-go. So I'm gonna say Cadillac Records for sure then.
Okay, so this is where we get into the top 3.
Oh shit, Epic. Epic's in the top 3?
Oh no, Epic don't count. You ain't watching for real.
Well, here's what I would say. Epic got really good reviews. They got very mid-good reviews. Like, so saying like...
I can judge it though because I haven't watched it in the same way that I watched the rest of them, where I sat down, I paid attention the whole way through.
We gonna watch it. Okay, so we just, do we have to, Jesus? Because I want to make a chart of this ranking as well. Huh?
If we watch that one, I feel like we have to watch Wow Wow Wubsy.
Oh, jeez. I mean, it's a TV movie though. Does it count?
I mean, Beyonce was technically a whole other being in that movie too, so it technically could be considered alternate universe.
Maybe, let me say this. Maybe Wow Wow Wubsy could have been one of her acting roles while she was in Carmen Hip Opera, and that's when she was just like scraping the barrel.
I was trying to give you the nigga thing, but I couldn't.
We gonna put a pin in Wow Wow Wubsy for sure. We gotta talk about that later.
Okay.
But
our top three.
Top 3. Damn, this is weird. So I guess we're gonna also put a pin in Epic as well because we gotta really well then Epic will probably have to be next because I feel like that was the most tiring for me of the films. Like I just didn't want to be there. I was like, it's not bad. It's not terrible. I think it's good for kids.
Mm-hmm. It was the last one I watched, so I was like,
I'm like, damn, Beyonce, I really gotta go right now. Beyonce, I gotta go, bro.
Okay, let's hear. What's your third? What's number 3 for you?
I'm gonna say it was Epic because.
So wait, that's number 4 then for you.
Wait, no, we have so we have Beverly Hood, we have Lion King, we have. We have Carmen Hip Opera, then we have Pink Panther. And then we have Austin Powers. We're on and then we have
Yeah.
So now we're on number 6 then. So 6. Wait, then we're doing Cadillac Records after Austin Powers?
Yeah.
Okay. So 6 is Cadillac Records. Epic is kind of the lower tier of her great movies. So then I would say Epic can be 7.
I'll put Epic next, yeah.
All right, so 7 is Epic.
So now we got 3 more to figure out which the top 3. Yeah.
It's between Dreamgirls and motherfucking what's the other movie?
I ain't said Fighting Temptations yet.
Fighting Temptations. So man, I must probably say Fighting Temptations is next for me. Cause I could rewatch Dreamgirls because the music is just so damn good. It's a good movie.
So the order of mine, I mean. Okay. I mean, I think I can see why you would put it at 3. I would put it Dreamgirls for me. I loved it, but I love the humor in Fighting Temptations, especially
the humor in Fighting Temptations was surprisingly good.
The five blind men of Alabama, and the 6th one, he used to be blind, but he recovered his sight, so now he's the driver. Like, the humor in that was like so classic. Like it was.
My thing is, I felt like, I think my case for Dreamgirls is that because it is a musical, so it already is like a whole fleshed out plot and everything, and the writing is already there, and the actors really did they did their thing. Like Eddie Murphy in that movie, fucking excellent. Gosh, even though like Beyonce did what Beyonce could do in that film, I think.
I wasn't
Wait a minute.
not saying that film neither.
Oh my God, we didn't place Obsessed.
Obsessed is number one for me. It's the top.
Oh, not Beverly Hood?
No, I mean, I thought we were going like the worst. Like, so Beverly Hood's the worst, and then we was going down to the best.
Obsessed is the best for you?
Yep.
Javon, you're playing with me right now.
Well, I didn't want it to be, but when I was watching it, I was like,
Javon, come on, bro. Come on. You can't do this to me.
I was like, yo, bro, I love Idris Elba, like, and like he's like, believe me, and I was like, yo, this is terrible, like, but then,
yes, Javon, don't play right now. Don't play.
Beyonce beating up Becky, bro, was like,
I will give Obsessed before, what's it called? I'll put it on the higher tier for you then. Instead of like, it's such a bad movie, Jamon. I hate you so much for making me do this. All right, so we got Beverly Hood, Lion King. That's a shame that Lion King is so low. Carmen, Hip Opera. We got Pink Panther. Can it be after Austin Powers or before Austin Powers?
this is your list, fam. This is your list. So you
I'm gonna put it after Pink Panther because it's right in the middle. It's right in the middle.
know how I feel. I've expressed it.
All right.
I can understand why.
You get on my nerves.
I can understand why it doesn't work. I really do. I really can understand. But that's a whole nother debate.
Okay.
Another debate. So I can't.
So that puts Cadillac Records at 7th, and we have to figure out Dreamgirls or Man, this one's difficult because I mean, like with Fighting Temptations, you have the feel good humor. It don't make you think too hard, but it gives you enough to like, feel full at the end of the film. Like I liked it. I almost cried a little bit when it was singing at the end. Because that I'm just emotional like that. Mm-hmm. But geez.
I like mine is on finding. They both do what they intended to do very well. So
yeah. Okay, so let's go deeper then into the films. As far as production, Dreamgirls is really good. As far as acting power, Dreamgirls is still really good. So Dreamgirls is number 1.
Afterwards, how it makes me feel. How many times would I watch it?
I'm a theater nerd. I could watch Dreamgirls all the time if I could. I wouldn't, but I could.
Yeah, see, I mean, technically, I have eyes and time, so I could too, but...
I wouldn't watch Fighting Temptations again. I'm like, I watched it. It's cool. I don't like Cuba Gooding Jr.
I feel that. Well, I feel like with those 2 dubs, we can give it to Dreamgirls. I wouldn't be mad about it. Like, we'll do Dreamgirls. That works.
Yay, we did it! All right, so everybody, that was just the ranking portion of the films. We already did the cinematic universe in the beginning of this. So if you want to go back and watch the cinematic universe, this was just a bonus kind of content idea to just rank the films and just have fun. So with that being said, this is the end of our Beyonce movie extravaganza. That is the last time I will ever watch all of Beyonce movies ever again. And I am so happy that everybody was able to come through and watch the Cinefiles. Beyonce's case is closed. All right, that's it. Bye.
Y'all, how do I end the live stream?